All right, guys, today we're just gonna jump straight in. I was out of town for work and got home and discovered that I had a package. It happened to be my S20 Ultra. I got it 2 days early. So we're gonna go ahead and crack it open, talk about the phone and why I chose the Ultra, mostly because work helped me pay for it. But we're gonna talk about why I chose the Ultra over the others and some of the features that may attract you toward getting the Ultra or just a Samsung S20 in general. So stay tuned. All right, so let's go ahead and get this unboxed and take a look at what comes in the S20 box. So the box is still matte black, just like the S10 was. Pretty much very similar thus far with the, kind of highlighted, embossed writing and everything. The tape's a little tough, but other than that, let's go ahead and slide this open. And that is a big phone. I'm not one who's usually, up on the Notes, the Galaxy Note series. My wife loves them. This is probably my first time, and this one's bigger than her Note. So probably my first time having a phone this big. It's a SIM card. Since it's 5G, I guess you're gonna have to upgrade to a quote unquote 5G SIM card. You got the power brick, and a little empty box here. Let's see what else we got. We got the headphones, which are gonna be Type-C, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Actually, this is the Type-C cable. These are the headphones, made by AKG, of course. They've been making pretty much all of Samsung's earphones and earbuds, including the Galaxy Buds Plus I reviewed. If you didn't see that, go ahead and take a look at that review if you guys are interested. Especially since the new S20 does not have a headphone port. So you'll have to be using the Type-C port if you want headphones or going with Bluetooth. Man, look at those screens. Nice, pretty gloss black. I'm kind of partial to clean aesthetics, and the black, of course, just like I said with the earbuds, it's the more clean approach. And my S10's getting a little bit of phone envy here. So we'll go ahead and do a speed test, I guess, and talk about some of the other features. All right, so now that we have everything transferred over, that took about a total of 30 minutes. I just took the Type-C to Type-C cable that comes with the phone, and I plugged one into the S20 and the other into the S10. Samsung Smart Switch came up, and it kind of guides you through the prompts there to copy all the data over from one phone to the other. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it took about 30 minutes roughly. And then after that, I had to activate the 5G SIM card. There's a little URL on there. This is the S10 on side of the S20. Well, let's take the case off so you guys can get a better look and see how they actually stack up against each other. So there we go. You can see the massive difference between the S10 and the S20. I think we need to go ahead and run a speed test just to see what we're looking like on 5G. Now here at my house, I don't actually have a full signal inside the house, and I'm running this on T-Mobile. As you can see here, so it says T-Mobile US, and if you look in the top, you'll see the 5G logo. So I'm not expecting to get full 5G speeds. As you can see, we're pulling about 28 to 30 megs over here. Ping looks okay, jitter looks fine. I'm not expecting much loss, but remember, we aren't running full 5 bars. So and then on the other end of the spectrum, on the upload side, we're pulling about 3.5, 4, which is tolerable. I mean, that's still better than some people's home internet. So it came back at 25.6 and 3.4. We'll run it again just to get kind of a baseline. And you're seeing about the same speeds. Actually, no, we're pulling in the 30s. I'd expect this one to finish out in the 30s. And roughly about the same. Let me pull it in a little closer so you guys can see. You see the 5G up in the top right-hand corner. Speeds, the upload speeds have slowed. So 36 and 1.7. That's not incredibly terrible, but we'll go ahead and run the S10 and see how those speeds look, just for a comparison. All right, so we got the SIM switched over just so there's no no funny business going on here. We're using the same phone number, same SIM. And you can see the 4G in the top next to the battery percentage. And first thing I noticed, same signal roughly. The ping on here, you're hitting about 23. You have a jitter of about 7 milliseconds, and your speeds are about anywhere from half to a third of what we were getting with the S20. So there's already a noticeable difference. And we're not even, we're sub 1 meg upload. So you can see the drastic difference between the 5G and the 4G phones. So of course, signal strength does play a factor into that. Now this go around, we probably see a little bit higher speeds just because the phone's kind of settled in. But I still would be interested to see if we pull close to what we got on the S20. It's already taken long, so I can tell you this ping's gonna be high. Wow, about a 400 millisecond ping. Speeds are great. That's 4G. It's not slow by any means, but I still, like I said, wouldn't expect to beat the 5G speeds. And it is crawling on the upload. You pull in, half of a meg. So I think this is a good comparison to see what it. I always like to do tests in non-ideal locations. A lot of people want to do tests inside their homes, but that's not a fair comparison. You want to do testing in a real world scenario, like inside your home, near your couch or whatever. So therefore, you can see what you would actually expect to get in everyday use, not in the most ideal, location where you have, full bars and all of that. So I think that was a good test to run. All right, so let's talk about why I decided to get the Samsung S20 Ultra. I had a couple of other options. I could have obviously gotten the two other tiers of the Samsung S20, either the S20 or the S20 Plus. I could have gotten something like a OnePlus 7T. I could have gotten the Razer phone that they make. I could have gotten any of the iPhone variants. Most of them have similar features to this Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. They all at this point should have 120 hertz refresh rate. I'm pretty sure they all do wireless charging or some variant of it. But one of the killer features that really piqued my interest with this phone was the cameras on the back of this thing, man. You have a 108 megapixel wide angle camera. You have a 48 megapixel telephoto camera. You have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. You have to have the depth vision camera, and then you have what they call the Space Zoom 100X, which is supposed to be almost like an infinite zoom. Some of that they're still working out. Samsung mentioned that they'll be releasing some patches to fix some of the issues with that, but you can use these features pretty effectively in what's called the Pro mode if you know what you're doing. So I would say it is something that may come to fruition, but be leery of buying the phone just for that reason, for the cameras, because some of the features they need to perfect and push out some patches for them to work correctly. Other reasons I bought the phone. Man, the screen to body ratio on this thing is just insane. I mean, I would probably say it is probably somewhere near, the upper 90s. I'd have to actually look up the exact numbers, but man, of course, everybody's doing the night mode now. They call theirs bright night. It says you can shoot more of the night with a sensor, nearly 3 times as big as what you would normally have on the phone. And of course, man, who can forget the 8K video recording on this thing will allow you to catch every single detail. I may even start using this just to shoot YouTube videos. So for me, it was really worth it because, especially if I'm out and about and I want to shoot, some action footage with the DJI handheld that I have, this thing would be perfect for that. So those are some of the reasons I decided on it, over other cameras that are out there on the market, mostly from the photo and the video side. Of course, there are other features that you had on the earlier models of like the Samsung Note and the S10 Plus. So, I mean, those could be options if you guys don't want to spend the money. Lucky for me, I didn't have to. But those were the main reasons why I chose it. So, your mileage may vary. All right, guys. I tried to make this video as quick as possible. I really just wanted to talk about the features. I just got the phone in my hands. This is pretty much as you see it is what I've experienced. I haven't even had it a day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button so you see more videos like this as I produce them. I still owe you guys the video on the Amazon Echo for the car. That one should be coming out pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. See you on the next one. Later.